The crowd has spoken, and here we are. So, in this Blender tutorial, you're going to learn how to make the exact same animation. I won't be covering modeling the house and motion tracking because I believe that there are pretty awesome tutorials on YouTube covering those topics. I'll link a few in the description. So, the primary focus of this tutorial is going to be the animation. I will also be doing a breakdown of my original video at the end, so all your doubts will hopefully get solved there. So, without any further ado, let's get started. So here we are in Blender. This is the house that we'll be doing our animation on, and if you want to follow along, you can just download this file from the link in the description below. Now, I'm going to assume that you have opened it and you're ready to follow along. So over here, under the scene collection panel, you'll see a bunch of collections, and don't worry, everything over here is a part of this one. So for example, if I turn this all off and if I enable floors, so there you go, only the floors inside the house. Then let's enable walls. So these are the walls. Then outer, meaning this. Then pipes. There you go, pipes. And then I'm gonna enable windows and stuff. So now we have windows right here. Then glass and stuff. I guess this includes the ladder and something else. Then footpath and stuff right here. These two things. And then the border. So I just did this for organization purposes, which is going to help us in the animation because we're going to be animating this individually, and we can just turn all of this off and just focus on the outer or the floors or something like that. But yeah, also I hope you're just make sure you're on Eevee for this one, okay, and go to the rendered view, or yeah, the look dev mode. Sorry about that. And you'll notice that it's already textured, and I downloaded the textures from
Polygon.
Cool. So there you go. It's already texture, so don't worry about that one. Just as I said earlier, we're only going to be focusing on the animation. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to create another collection named ground. Let me just OUND, right? And then I'm going to hit Shift A, Mesh, Plane. I'm going to add a ground. And I'm just going to hit Tab to go into edit mode. Hit A, S, and I'm going to scale it up. Just like that. I might as well edit it a bit. So hit 2, and oh, just noticed that my screencast keys are off. Alright, there you go. So select this edge, G, X, spread it along. Then select this, G, X. Now you might notice that this house is a bit tilted, and that's because this is the exact scene that I used for my animation. So I just appended that and arranged or organized it a bit. So that's the only reason. But that won't be causing us any problems in this one, hopefully. So let's work on the floors first, or the walls. Yeah, let's work on the walls. So I'm going to disable everything except the ground and the floors. Now the idea behind this is to just animate it going from down to up. All right, so I'm just gonna hit the N key to bring up the item toolbar, and then select all of them and just go to frame 60. You can just tap the amount over here and you can just scroll, whatever. And I'm gonna hit I, location. So now all of these have the location keyframe added. Then I'm gonna go back to the first frame, or frame 0 for that matter, GZ, and add another location keyframe. So now if you play it back, boom. Now it's a bit too slow for my taste, but just for demonstration purposes, I'm just gonna keep it at 60. Later on we can just take it to 30. I guess in my video I used 30 frames, yeah, so the distance between them or the gap was 30. but either way. Uh, all right. So the next thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna offset this a bit. So I'm just gonna select pieces individually and I'm gonna offset them. So let's go with this one. Hit A to select everything and then G and bring it just a bit out. Then select over this one. A to just to make sure that everything is selected. G and just slide it across. So now if you play, you'll see that there's a bit of differentiation between them, or you can, there's a bit of variance. I guess we should just trim this one down to 30. So let's go over here, select all of these, and then scale it up. Nah, my bad. No, probably shouldn't scale it up. So I'm just gonna click on this one, hit the down arrow to go to the previous keyframe, and then over here I'm just gonna type plus 30, and then I'm just gonna grab this one, G, and holding shift to snap it to the cursor, or the, what do you call it? I don't know. Wow, so many months dedicated to Blender and I have no idea what they call it. I think it's called the timeline or whatever. Yeah, you get it. So over here, so this one is pretty simple, so I'm just gonna get it to 30 and then bring this one over here. This one, hit the down arrow, go to the previous keyframe, plus 30, and then just grab this keyframe and bring it there. So now if you play it back, yep, that looks fantastic. And that's basically it. That's how we're gonna animate all of this. And if you were thinking that it's some kind of awesome technique, it's not. It's just this simple. It's just moving up. And because we have a ground here, it kind of looks, let's go into render view, and there is no light because I haven't really added any. We'll add it later on. So there you go. Looks perfect. Alright, so now that that's out of the way, the next thing that I want to animate are the floors, I guess, or the outer walls. Yeah, let's go with the outer ones. Yeah. So this one. So go to frame 60 and I'm just gonna select both of these, also this one, and then hit I, location, and then go back to the first frame, then G, Z, I, location. So that way now we have time to think what to do with these. So let's select this one first, which is called, let me check, it's called main house. Okay, let's select main house and then let's see. So I want it to start appearing around this time. So I'm just gonna, first things first, I'm just gonna grab this one to the 30s because that's how I want the gap to be, and then I'll just scooch it over until it starts appearing. It seems to appear quite late. How far are they down? Damn. Okay, that's just too much. So select everything down here. G, Z. Bring it somewhere over here. Yeah, that was my bad. I, location. And think I have added another one, which is probably useless one. There you go, this one. So just go to the first frame, which is in this case the 0, 1. Wow, this is not really how I planned it. So I'm just gonna go to the first frame or the last one. Just gonna hit X to delete every keyframe that there was. Wow, way to start the first tutorial ever. So I'm just gonna go to 30 frame and then hit I, location. Then I'm gonna go to the front view. By the way, you can access or get the spy menu by hitting the tilde key, which is below the escape key. So just wanted to, I guess in this case, the back one. Yeah. Then go to the first frame or the start of the animation by hitting shift left arrow. and then G, Z, and yeah, right about there. Then I, location. Now let's go to the front view, or the perspective, my bad. And then now let's start working on this one. So basically that's right there. Yeah, that's where I want the animation to start. I'm just gonna pull this ahead. Yeah, right there. So something like that. So I want this one, so I'm just gonna hide these two for a while. I want this one to start after the floors are done settled in. So right around there, that looks fine. So I'm just gonna hit A over here to select all the keyframes, and then hit G to move. Yeah, that looks fine. So if you play it back, there you go. Fantastic. And then I'm gonna select the side room and bring its keyframe a bit as close to the main house one was. All right, there you go. There, and yeah, that's when I want it to slowly start appearing. Not yet. Yeah, I think that looks fine. Nah, it's too similar. I'm just gonna move this one a bit ahead. How about now? Yeah, that one looks perfect. Yeah, that actually looks nice. And now it's time to animate this one. Actually, for this one, I'm just gonna delete everything, the keyframes, because we are gonna be using a Boolean operation to animate this. So yeah, let's get done with that first. So Shift A. So by the way, I'm just gonna close all this one, shut it all. By the way, a cool trick to do is, if let's say all your collections are open, you can just hit Shift A. That will just do this mess. But if you Shift A again, it will just collapse it all. Just, it's handy. So I'm gonna create another one. Right click, new. Where did it go? I think I created it in this one. Yeah, it's gonna pull that out. It's gonna do that. Borders and stuff, they're still there, right? There is no space. I'm just gonna hit control space to go into full screen mode, and then hit new. And I'm just gonna type it cutters. 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 There you go. Then control space to get out of that view, and then I'm gonna add Shift A cube. GZ to pull it up. Let's go into the top view so we'll get a better idea. And I would rather go into the look dev mode for this one. So this is what I want this square or the cube to cover. So G, X, G and Shift Z to just constrain it on the X and Y axis, but it will exclude the Z axis. All right, that looks fine. So tap into edit mode, select this face. To face select, hit 3, top view, and GY, or just hit A, X, and S and X to scale it up. GY. I think that will do the trick. Yep, there you go. Does it. So click on this one. What is it called? Top floor. Okay, it's called top floor. Funny. And then go to add modifiers and add a Boolean modifier, and then select this cube. And right now you won't see anything's happening, but let's make something fun happen. All right. So let's go where I want it to start appearing, right around there. Okay, so I'm just gonna GZ, bring this cube down, and its height is not that Great. So I'm just gonna pull it up, and now I'm gonna hit I location, and then go forward for like 30 frames plus 30, 30, 300. I don't know. Oh, 46 plus 30. Then I'm just gonna pull it up on the z-axis, just like so. Then hit I, and then I'm just gonna click on this one, this cube. Let's name it Boolean, and then go to the object data properties, and under viewport display, just change it to bounce. That will make this. Now, if you play it all back, just check how awesome it is. Whoop! I know, right? But I think it still needs to go down a bit. So G, Z. Yeah, there you go. I location. So let's play it all back again. Yeah, that looks nice. Not the best, but yep, it's good. I like it. So I'm just gonna hide this one now. And I'm also gonna hide the outer walls. So let's work on with the floors. All right, so we have, how many floors do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's pretty easy. So instead of just, animating it the way that we are doing right now, what we can do is instead of location, we can animate the scale. So let's go back. First things first, I'm gonna hide everything except this one. So select everything and hit H to hide. I hope I'm being clear, and I hope you guys are understanding what I'm trying to teach. Not really a great teacher and stuff, so somewhere over there. So before the house starts, I'm just gonna enable the outer. So like before it all starts appearing, right over here is when I want the floor to be shown. So right somewhere over here. Yeah, that looks fine. So I'm just gonna hit I over here and then go back for like 20 frames or 10 minus 10. Yeah, and then I'm gonna scale it down only on the Y and Z axis. I'm just gonna leave the X axis as it is. And now if you play it back, yeah, it does that. And don't worry if the animation kind of looks boring, because in the later part of the video we will be messing around with the graph editor and all. It's not going to be that complicated, but we're just going to be making it a tiny bit more interesting. There you go. So now let's go to the floor and enable the second floor, which is not this one, yeah, this one. So click on this one, and then I want that to appear when this one is about to reach its final destination. So right at this point of time, I want it to be fully appeared or fully transformed, whatever you want to call it. Hit I on the scale properties, again minus 10 to go back 10 frames behind in time, which sounds cool. And then again just select the Y and Z scale parameters and turn them into 0, and then hit I. So now if we take a look, yep, looks cool. So let's just watch it. Sweep. Fantastic. And right now, as you can see, the origin point is kind of somewhere over here, and that's why we are having this weird effect. Look at it, it's coming from down and then up. So what we can do is we can right click on the object, set origin to geometry. So now if we look at it, it appears like this. Bam. And once we play it, yeah, that looks more cool. All right, so we're making progress. And well, for those of you guys who are following along, I just want to thank you so much, because this is my first tutorial. So I don't know if it's great, I don't know if it's awesome, it may be bad, I don't know, but thanks for sticking with me. And thank you so much to all the Reddit guys that complimented my work. I just want to thank you guys because this tutorial is possible because of you. So yeah, thank you. So what should we animate next? How about these floors? So the second floor over here, but that's a part of this one. So we'll animate that later on. Now I'm just gonna hide the main house, which is this one. And now we'll work on the floors that this building consists of. So let's, yeah, this one. Yeah, all right. So let's go. Where do I want it to start? I guess at this point around. Somewhere over here. I want it to be fully appeared. So hit N to bring up the toolbar and then hit I. What did I hit? K. Uh, I think it made a keying set, but don't worry about that. It it's not something that we're going to be messing with in this tutorial. So hit I over here, then once more -10, and then just make the y and z parameters to 0 and hit I again. Yep, looks cool. And now let's hit the second floor, not this one. The second floor, top two, is it this one? Yeah, this one. So this is the point of time that I want it to be fully appeared. So same drill, I -10 and I again. Oh, my bad. Yeah, I again. So now if you play it back, kind of looks cool. Actually, we don't see it that much happening. And that's because you'll notice that this one is following this one. I think that's because this one is parented to this one. So just click on it and hit Alt P to clear parent and transform. Oh, and that was not the issue because the origin of this is over here again. So you could just realize that I kind of modeled it in a very rough way. Should have modeled it better. But anyway, now it looks better, much better. Now let's disable top one, this top one, and the first floor, and this first floor. Let's hide this one. And the only floors that I'm interested in are the ones that this building consists of, which are, I guess, not this one, this one, yeah, this one. I did. So this is where I want it to be fully appeared. So again, the same drill, I -10, turn the x, y, z, and y parameters to 0. I keep forgetting to say y, x, y. I keep forgetting to say z. I don't know why. But I think 10 is a bit too low in this case, like -10. No. So I think, yeah, no, it's perfect. So over here, and then I guess we have another top two. Pretty sure we had another top floor. Is it side room? No, man, no. This one, this one, yeah, this one. So let's go back in time to see where I want it to be fully appeared. And yeah, that's where I -10 y and z. See, I remembered this time. I, sorry, 0 and then I. So now looks fantastic. So let's enable most of this stuff, and also the main house and the side room. And now if we play it back, kind of looks cool. and it's not looking that great because we really don't have any light or any scene setup in this video. As you can see, it's pretty dark. That's weird. Also, what happened to the window over here? I think it's there. Yeah, it's there, but it's showing some shading issues, I guess. Probably because of the Boolean. So with the modifiers tab, let's just bring this one up. Still some issues. It's over here. I will fix it, don't worry. The Boolean order doesn't really matter in this one. I figured out what the problem is. We'll solve it later on. So enable your environment collection, but you see it's empty, so just click on it, Shift A, and add a area light. GZ to bring it up, and now would be a good time to go into rendered view. And as you can see, it's not really shining any light, so let's just up the strength by 1000, and now it's giving us a light. Cool. So let's bring it up a bit, and I'm gonna increase its size. Okay, weird. Increase its size. Trackbar error. I don't know. Couldn't care less. So for this one, I'm just gonna bring it GUI over here, and then double tap R. Yep, this one. This one looks nice. And I think I want the transparency to be on. Yeah, looks cool. Do I need another light? Yeah, I think we do. So Shift D to duplicate this one, GX, like so, and then double tap R and point it right over here. And the intensity is too much. So here's another cool trick that you guys would love to see. So instead of just going in individually and changing the strength, what we can do is select both of the objects, then go over to the light parameters, and then alt click the settings that we want to change and just hit 500 and then enter. So now you'll notice that both the parameters have been changed at the same time. How cool is that? Yeah, I know. It's pretty awesome. For those of you who knew it, yeah, good for you guys. But for those of you who don't, it's kind of a lottery for you guys. But because I know the hassle of changing the same settings again and again for different objects. But either way, let's go into the shadows and change it to sharp shadows and high depth. And let's give this ground a material. So I think making it dark will look fine. Nah. Something weird. Blue. No. I like white. Cool. Now again, it's not really the best lighting, but if we go into EV, this will look in cycles, this will look instantly better. There you go. Just looks awesome. Cycles is what I rendered the animation in, just in case you were wondering. Alright, now comes the other parts to animate, the windows, which also includes this windows and stuff. So yeah, I guess so. So let's animate this one first. So the thing that I'm going to animate is again the scale, not the location. So let's just see where, yeah, I think this is where I want it to be fully appeared. So I hit I in the look scale parameters, -10. Then this time, no, not this one. Fine. Okay, this one as well. And no, I'm happy with the Y one. Yeah, let's just change the Y. So yeah, it kind of looks boring. It does, yeah, it just sucks. So isn't that convincing? Oh, or what we can do is we can change its origin point and make its origin point over here somewhere in the bottom. So I'm gonna hit slash, so that while the object is selected, I'm gonna hit slash, and we're going to go into the local view. As you can see, user perspective, local, and then tab into edit mode, select this and this, then Shift S, cursor to selected, then tab out of edit mode, right click, set origin, origin to 3D cursor. And now just hit slash again to get out of the local view. And now if you see the animation, it still sucks. But instead of just, I'm gonna make this one 1, this one 0. Let's see how that happens. Yep, as weird as it gets. Oh boy. Let's just leave that right for now. We'll animate it later on. I think I'll just animate it using the Boolean again. That seems to be the better option. So what else? The classes. There you go. So I'm just gonna animate this class, and then I'll just link it to this one because that seems pretty awesome. Or this one actually. No, I'll have these two linked, and then I'm gonna animate this one individually and also this one. I guess we also have a class over here. Yeah, cool. So let's animate this one. And you'll notice that these classes, they are kind of parented to the house, and that's kind of how I wanted it to be. So if you don't want it to be parented, and if you have some different ideas on animating that, then you can just simply unparent it by hitting Alt P, clear parent and keep transform, and you are good to go. But in this case, for this animation, I want it to be parented. So somewhere over here, yeah, right here is where I want it to be at its fullest form. So again, I'm going to animate the scale. So hit I, same drill, -10, and this time, yeah, again Y and Z. So let's see how that looks. I don't think so it looks that great. Let's just bring this one a bit ahead. Yeah, there you go. So yeah, that looks pretty cool. So it happens very fast, but it gives the effect that we're looking for. So I'm just going to select this one and then select the ones that we animated, then hit Control L, and this brings the make links pop-up menu. And with this, you can basically just link any data. You can link materials, animation data, the ones that we're going to be linking, collection, modifiers, whatever. So in this case, it's the animation data that we're after. So just click on animation data. So now if you'll notice, they both share the same animation, which is super cool. And hit Control S. Don't forget to, save. And is this on? And now it is. I don't know what's going on with the screen catch keys on. I hope you guys didn't miss anything. I really do. All right. So let's animate this one now. So I want it to start animating right over here. Yeah. So I'm gonna hit N to bring up the item, and then hit I, then go 30 frames or +10, and hit I again, then press the down arrow to go back to the previous keyframe, and then to select Y and Z, 0 and I. Now that looks perfect. Now let's animate this one. So where do I want you to start animating? Yeah, right over here. I want you to start animating. So the same drill, go 10 frames ahead. I again, -10 again, or hit the down arrow. Should have done that one. And ta-da. I think we're almost done. What else is left to animate? The pipes are glued or a child of this one, so there's really no point in animating that. Glass and stuff, the ladder, okay. And the border, yeah, there's really nothing to animate that. Yeah. Oh, this one's these bad boys. No idea that they were there. I'm just gonna animate this one, okay? The way that they are right now, because they're parented to this one and they just appear out of nowhere. I just like it. In my earlier version, I may have animated that one, but in this one, I'm not gonna because I like the way that the things are right now. So this is where I wanted to start animating. So again, I plus 10. Ta-da. Okay, something I did opposite. I have to animate the previous keyframes. And you guys really don't have to just animate the way that I'm animating. You can always, be creative and just instead of, minus or making the or how to say this, uh you can just use x as 0, the value of 0. You can change the value of x to be 0 and y to be 1, and it's up to you, really. I'm just showing how I did it. At the end of the day, you control what you make. And I think we've basically animated everything. Yeah, let's go into the rendered view. Okay, so I think we're done with the animation part. For if you want, you can just tweak the settings. For example, you can just, oh, what did I do? There you go. You can change the interpolation type by hitting the T key over here in the timeline, and then bunch of options over here. I like the back one, but it's pretty awesome. Just check it out, okay? Yeah, that's cool. If that's what you're into, just gonna change it back to Bezier, and that's it. There's nothing special that I did other than that. You can, if you want, you can play with the graph editor. In my video, I really didn't, because I was pretty happy with my result. Again, my screencast keys are acting. So yeah, this is really it. You guys, you did it. You followed along and you did it, and now you are a house master. You can make any house appear out of nowhere, and not even a house, anything actually. This is it. Yeah. So now I'm gonna be breaking down my VFX shot. So I'm gonna head over there now. And for those of you who just wanted to learn how to do the animation, this is it. I think we'll be parting ways over here. And I just want to say thank you. Thank you for watching and thank you for following along. And if you do make something up with this technique, it's not even a technique, it's just something, whatever. If you learn something from this video and decided to make something of your own based off this one, then I would love to see your work. You can find me on Instagram. This is my Instagram handle, and I also have a Discord server which currently consists of 10 or 16 people, but whatever, one day it will be full, like 1,000, maybe lakhs, crores, I don't know, but yeah, one day. So you can also find me over there and help each other out, but whatever. Now, so this is it for the animation, and now I'll see you in the VFX breakdown one. So this is the file where most of the magic happened. I guess you can say all of it. Just gonna turn on my screencast keys on. They are on, but I don't know. They just keep giving me errors. But okay, all right. So I'm just gonna hide this big plane for a sec and just give a brief introduction to this file. So this plane is serving us, or it's giving us this particle system of grasses, which I didn't model. I got it from chocobo.com, and it is also set as a shadow catcher. Cool. And the way I made this grass appear is by heading over to the particle system and then just animating this scale. There you go. And by the way, for this is explained kind of in depth in the Derek Elliott's grass animation / car animation. I don't know, that tutorial. I'm sure you guys must have seen it, but in case you didn't, I have also left a link to that in the description as well. So he kind of goes over it, in depth. So there you go. This is how I animated the grass. Yep. You can take a look over here just to see how I did it. And to, the count is less, and that's because if I set this amount to 100%, then my laptop is gonna lag like crazy. So that's why I set it to 7%. But, and also, I just wanted the grass to appear over here. And I did that by going over to the plane or the cube. It was a plane before, then I extruded it downwards, and that's why I keep calling it plane. It's a cube technically now. So I went over to the vertex group or object data properties. Is that what it's called? Like all this time? Whatever. Then I created a vertex group, and you can just do that by hitting the plus icon, and then just selecting a few. Um, uh, oh, okay. See, selecting a few vertices, faces, and then just hitting assign button. So that's how you do it. So I created this vertex group, which is this one, and then all I did was just go to the particle settings, and under vertex groups, under density, I selected this one. Again, in Derek Elliott's video, he kind of goes over this nice and tidy. So be sure to check that out. And also this one, the moon, it's just a sphere containing a few textures from NASA, not polygon.com, but NASA. And also this car is from, oh, where am I going? There you go. This car is from Chalkfur, again for free. And okay, let's go to the animation. Did we go over that? I don't know. So just in case we didn't. So this is basically the same animation that we just created. Nothing special here. Same thing. The walls appear, then the floor, and then the outer part, and then yeah. So that's basically it. I guess in this one I kind of animated the ladder. Yeah, there you go. Animated the scale, I guess. Yep, animated the scale. Yep, animated the scale. That's really it. And since this plane is set as shadow catcher, the only things that are going to be rendered are the things that are going to be above it, and in this case it is the house. So anything below it won't render, because just because this is set as a shadow catcher doesn't make it transparent. So, and that's how I was able to sell the effect of these things actually coming out of the book. Let me just go back a few frames. Yeah, and now I'm gonna hit the render button. Yeah, now that looks much better. Yeah, that looks better. And also, quick note again, if you guys want to play with this footage, I have provided a link to that also, and also a tracked Blender file, meaning that you don't have to motion track the footage. I've just provided the tracked Blender file. All you gotta do is just go into that Blender file, select this camera, and then go over to the camera properties. I don't know why I'm saying it's so weird. Is it weird? Whatever. And then just select over here, open clip, and then just load in the sequence footage, whatever. And yeah, and also make sure that you have turned on the transparent over here. Otherwise, it's just gonna be berserk. And let's head over to compositing for a minute. So this is basically what's happening behind the scenes. And something awesome about this one that I really am proud of is that I just rendered this at 20 samples, just 20 samples. And that's all thanks to this node. This guy, just because of this guy. Otherwise, each frame was taking me around 5 to 6 minutes, and I had to render like 955 frames or something. Yeah, total of 955 frames. So that would have taken me weeks. But because of this, it only took like 18 or something hours. But it was totally worth it. So what we're going to do is Imagine, okay, I'm just gonna imagine that you downloaded the footage and you made your own house, but now you're wondering how you're gonna composite it. So I'm just gonna show you guys quickly. How I'm gonna composite it. So I'm just gonna quickly delete everything over here. So I'm gonna, okay, you know what? I'm just gonna select everything and X delete. So this is how your scene should be. So just hit X, or no, not X, just click use nodes and then add in a render layers node. There you go. And over here, if you're not seeing all this thing, all this data, just go over to the render process and just enable denoising. That should give you that data, I guess. And then open an image node and then look for the where is that one? Look for wherever you downloaded the footage. In my case, it has to be Husbandbrook original footage, actually output 01. Nah, yeah, original output. A to select everything and open image. And now we need to add an alpha over node. And what that's gonna what that's gonna allow us to do is that it's gonna put this one on top of this one, because we have transparency enabled, so that, yeah, you get it. So I'm just gonna plug this one into the top one and the image into the bottom one. And why bottom? Well, because since we want this to be on top of it, and you might plug it into the top one, but here's the thing, the alpha over node works this way. This is the foreground and this is the background, so that's why I want this, or generally we want this to be on the top of the footage, otherwise it just won't work. And then I'm going to add in a composite node. Without this node you really won't be able to render anything. So, and over here in the compositing settings, just choose any location you want, set it to PNG, and you're good to go. Then if you have the node wrangler add-on enabled, you can just click on the alpha one node and then control shift click and you'll get a vward node. And you can find the add-on over here in the edit preferences. And it's taking its time in the world, isn't it? And then type node, and this is node wrangler. Beautiful add-on. And as you can see, nothing's really happening, and that's because we haven't really rendered anything. So let's go over to the render tab and render image, and I'll see you when it's done. And there you go, it's rendered, but okay, let's head to the rendering tab and then viewer node. Okay, in case this is not selected, just go over here and select the viewer node. And it's pretty noisy. Well, that's what you get when you render 20 samples actually. But that's where the denoising node comes handy. So I'm going to shift A and add a denoising node, which is a lifesaver for me. And I'm just going to plug it over here. And instead of plugging the image to the image, we have to plug the noisy image to the noisy one, to this image, not the noisy one, the denoising normal to the normal. Of all the times it could lag, it chose today as its day. Nice. And there you go. And now you're gonna see a miracle happening in front of your eyes. Anytime. Come on. Come on, buddy. Okay. And ta-da! The noise is completely gone. I mean, it's a bit over here, and that's the shadow noise. I mean, yeah, it's not the noise from here. It's basically the noise that is created by the shadows, and you will get that because compared to this one, it's just, yeah, weird. Just gonna do the viewer node again. Take a look at that. And from over here, you barely notice the noise over there. So I just wanted to cheat with it because I didn't want to spend weeks on rendering that. So that's really it. I did a bit of color correction, but added a few hue and saturation nodes or something to make it look more blended with the scene, but not going to do that over here. Just wanted to get you guys started with the basic compositing that you'll need. And to prove that the denoising node is worth it. So this is a photo or a rendered image which will be visible anytime. Come on. Come on, buddy. Yeah. So this is rendered with the denoised data, but not this one, not the one that we enabled. Oh, sorry. Didn't mean to open that one over here. Yeah. Phone's ringing. Okay. It's over here. This one. Not this one. But yeah. Not again. Yeah. So 128 frames. And just take a look at the grass quality. Yeah. Looks cool. But now, okay. Now we're gonna go back to the same thing with the denoise data, the other denoise data with 30 samples. But you'll notice something, and that's the and what you'll notice is that the grass is being smoothed out. And that's because if you take a look, okay, so this happened because over here in the compositing, instead of just connecting these three to these three, I just connected this image to this image. And what happened is that when you do that, Blender thinks this is noise too. I mean, this grass, I don't know. I mean, if you take a look at it from this angle, yeah, it kind of looks, I don't know, Blender just assumes that this is noise or something. But the minute you plug in all these inputs, over here, you get this, and it's as good as rendering it with 128 samples. So that was amazing. That was fantastic. Saved me weeks. Not gonna lie, I'm in love with that node. Excuse me. And basically that's it. Yeah. So that's it for this tutorial, guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for following along, staying with me this long. I don't know how long this is going, but I just want to thank you guys, and thank you to all the people who liked my work on Reddit. It really means a lot. And I hope I was some help to you guys today, and I hope you learned something. If I missed something, or if you have any doubts or issues following along, then you can find me on Instagram. And if you make something out of this video, I would love to see your work. Again, you can post it on Instagram and tag me, or you can post it on my Discord server. I'll leave a link to that in the description as well. It's not a big server, it's kind of a 16 member community right now. Not even 16, I guess it's 10. But you know, you guys can join in and make it a big community, and there you can share your stuff and help each other out and whatever. You know the drill. So yeah, that's it. I hope you learned something, and bye bye. Till next time, be infinite.